The Boss in the Sauce Show.
Boss in the Sauce Show.
Boss in the Sauce Show.
Boss in the Sauce Show. Here we go.
Versus New Mexico State, in which New Mexico State is going to already be on their second game when they come see these guys. So
yeah, we're already capping game 2 and we ain't seen game 1 yet.
Yeah, so I can't lay a pick out there. That just wouldn't be right to lay a pick out there, not knowing what's going to happen in that first game. Because if you looked at our last video from last week, I'm kind of high on New Mexico State, and if it falls my way, and plus 37, I might take it again. We talked about it on the last show as well, as there's some coaching. Big Ragoo's going to touch on that stuff, but there's some coaching friction and all kinds of stuff going on out there. And the coach over at New Mexico State, he's very vocal about what he has to say about it. So I'm sure going into that week, if New Mexico could pull off an upset and go into that week playing Minnesota with all behind that guy like it's written in a fairy tale, then they might beat Minnesota minus that 37. But we'll have to see what happens the first week before we can lay a solid pick. But tell them more about the coaching controversy going on.
There's some funny twist in this one, man, because we don't know. We talked about Jerry Kill last year and where he came from. Well, he coached at the University of Minnesota Golden Gophers. And guess who's marching into New Mexico State is Minnesota Golden Gophers. So I think Jerry Kill's got a little chip on his shoulder for PJ Fleck in this particular spot here. So it's not the coaches that are playing the game, but, they're going to play their little, I won't call them mind games, but, their little jabs they're going to take at one another, for that. And most part, I think there's a little bad blood here, so to speak. And plus the fact that you're getting 37.5 points. Now, we know New Mexico State, they're like at the bottom in all most of the FBS categories. So, you don't have that going for them. But, they do have a little bit of pride, and like DJ touched on last week, we're talking about how, they are breathing some new life into that university. There's a lot of optimism there, which there always is every year. But first game out of this will be their second game out of the gate. Now, don't forget, we keep talking like it's the first game.
Yeah.
It'll be the second game. They got to play Nevada this weekend first, coming out. So we'll see how they come out of that. If they come out with a W, you think they're going to be pumped up to play this team the following week? If's a big word, though. But on the Minnesota side, they get PJ Fleck back, for his, I think, his fourth or fifth year over there at Minnesota. And they fired their offensive coordinator, who's the guy we just talked about that went to Colorado,
Mm-hmm.
right? So and they bring back like you talk about bringing guys back, old alumni back. They bring back Kirk Shiraka, who was there in 2019, which they had their best offensive year when he was there. So after firing the OC, they bring this guy back, and some of the best numbers he put together for this. And you talk about super seniors, they got a bunch of them. They got Tanner Morgan, the quarterback, right? Muhammad Ibrahim, who was out all last year, he's coming back this year. He's going to be going if he's healthy and he's anything near he was one of the best running backs in college football right there on Minnesota. Ibrahim. He's an NFL. He's a Sunday player. And, the thing was they were last in the Big Ten in a lot of offensive categories last year. That's why they fired the offensive coordinator. And they were like ranked 118th in the nation in that too. So, and they bring in Joe Rossi, who was a defensive guy. He's a second-year coordinator on the defensive side. And this is where they were shining last year. They were ranked – they were ranked sixth nationally in scoring and third in total yards per game. So, a lot of these teams early on, though, in the Big Ten, we've seen it happen before, like Wisconsin and Penn State. They had like a lot of low numbers, but that's because of the style of football they play up there. It's just the way it is. But still, they stop the run and then the pass second, except for if you're not Ohio State. Ohio State, that's a different ball game. But anyways, I just think it's a lot of points. 37.5 for a lot of bad blood. I mean, definitely a way more talented team. Anybody that goes into New Mexico is going to be, probably 128 times out of 130 going to be more talented than them. But we're not betting wins and losses; we're betting point spreads here, right? So let's keep things in perspective. So I think they got a fighter's chance here. Just for the fact that it's an away game. It's a pretty good travel spot. New Mexico is not like they're going up to Wisconsin or Pennsylvania or someplace like that. They're going all the way down to New Mexico. Strange territory. It's just a weird vibe on this game. With the history, the coaches, and the travel spot and the big number. Just it's another one of those things. Early season plays that it's not going to be like Appalachian State beat Michigan, but it could be something along those lines covering the number.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I watched a couple videos of some players in some press conferences and stuff like that, and they clearly talked about how much they love Jerry Kill and how much it's such a better environment to play in, how they're enthusiastic to come out and play for this guy. So, after Blake Anderson turned the tables in the Mountain West, we cannot count him out.
I agree. I mean, without a doubt. Hey, we're talking about 18 to 22-year-old kids. You know what I mean? They need to be motivated. They all have some type of athletic ability, be it 2-star, 3-star, 5-star. But they put their heart in the game. Like you say, they get the master motivator. Somebody they believe in, and that's what really sells these kids on the program is just buying in. If they're buying in what Kill's selling, who knows what can happen.
Absolutely. But we coming around to the end of our show number. We're going to call the show number 02. On our show number 0, back at it, Boss and the Sauce. Make sure y'all go tell a friend. Make sure y'all retweet the show. All that good stuff. We really appreciate our guy Jimmy Gomez in the chat. He's putting up all kinds of stats and numbers that I don't even got right here with me, but we definitely appreciate that. We appreciate my man Marley from Brothers and Bets coming in here, hanging out with us too, man. And of course, our own Marlon Z. We appreciate y'all. Be looking forward for Marlon Z, preferably on the Friday night or the weekend. He's going to be coming with the UFC, also with the soccer plays. So he might even be on at half midnight with the soccer plays. We don't know. Those games go off at all different times.
Give him a follow on Twitter. He's a good follow, too. His tweets are fun to look at, and he's got a lot of energy. He's a super guy, man. Follow Marlon. Give him a follow for sure.
Yep. And make sure y'all leave some comments, man. And if it's some stuff we missed or something you want us to cover next week, make sure you leave a comment on the video. Shout out to Denny Lopez right now. Said he loves the breakdown, fellas. We appreciate you, man. We just been doing the same thing we've been doing since day one, and we was doing it before we even got behind camera. So we're legitimate people that ain't going to just tell you nothing crazy. So keep tuning in. And you'll definitely get a whiff of what Boss and the Sauce is all about. Any last words for the people, Big Ragoo?
No, man, just shouting the love out to the chat. We appreciate you guys' support. And then also, I think, Boss, we're going to tell them, I think we do have a Saturday show that we're going to be doing on Pub Sports. 10 o'clock. This Saturday, 10 o'clock on Pub Sports Radio. Now, I know their channel kind of got screwed around, so it'll either be on the Pub Culture channel or the Pub Sports Radio channel, one of those two channels. But check us out. We'll be on for the College Football Saturday. DJ Big Boss, myself, Ian Cameron, and Connor Mack.
Absolutely. Make sure y'all tune in for that. It will be a show, and it will last for the whole season, just like we're going to last for the whole season right here on the Boss and the Sauce. So holla at us. We're going to get out of here, y'all. Peace. The Boss and the Sauce Show.